Welcome class, I'm your instructor, Rich Evanek. I want to welcome you to how to set CNC machine coordinates. After this lesson you will understand the X, Y, Z axis, be able to set origins, and I'd like you to be able to identify target files. In the controller we're going to use a USB drive. This will be a lot more clear to you as we get through the class. So, as you can see on our table here, this is our origin on the table that we'll be using out there, up here in the top left-hand corner. So when we look at the controllers and we're seeing the x-axis, you can see it goes elongated, y, it's going to come straight across, and the z-axis is for going vertically. Okay, this is a controller that we're going to be using for this particular machine. Up here on the right are the function buttons. So this is the meat and bones. This is the important part right here. Positive movement on the x-axis. You can see the x-axis on the printout I gave you of the machine, or which way it goes. So positive is going to go away from you as you're operating the machine. Negative is going to come back to you. Okay, with the y-axis, positive as we're looking at it, it's going to go to the right. Negative is going to come back home, which is going to be towards the left, which you can see in your corner there. The XY04 origin, working origin of the x-axis and the y-axis. Now that's the important one. Once we go out to the machine and we need to figure out where we want that router to start, so we're going to tell the computer this is where we want to start to router out this piece. This is the button that we're going to push, the XY0. Right when we set that machine up, right when that router goes right where we want it, that's what we're going to hit. That's going to zero it out. It's easier for me to do it here this way. Z-axis, this is going to take the router up, and this is going to bring the router down. Okay? So once we set the origin, what we're going to do is we're going to set the depth of the router. And the way we're going to do that is bring it down close with the Z minus. And once we get it down within a couple of inches, you'll see up there, we're going to hit simultaneously on, off, and menu. And what that does is that automatically brings the router slowly down, and it's going to land on top of we're going to have like a puck. So once it hits that puck, which grounds the router, that tells us that's our 0 point. So now the router knows how high we are. So it knows how deep to go. So now the router knows where the 0 axis is, it knows where to start, and it knows how high the material is. Any questions on that?
Where
Yes.
to start?
First thing what we're going to do is when we go out there, we hook it up. We're going to throw our USB dongle thumb drive.
Right.
This is going to go right up here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit origin OK. And that's going to take the router bit, or the router itself, home. Okay, that's going to establish home. And so once we hit that, then we're going to manually maneuver the router to where we want it to start.
The origin.
Right. But once we have found that origin where we want it to start, that's when we're going to hit the XY04 button.
All right.
And that's going to zero everything out. Well, and I'll show you on the control.
And then the program that you designed or whatever it is you're doing with the CNC machine, the program takes over.
And what happens here is we're going to set the depth of the router machine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit run, pause, delete. And that's going to bring up the U disk, is what's called U disk. And then we'll go through the file of the actual target program we're looking for, and then we'll click on that and click that to run. And then basically you just stand back and let it go. Okay, this is the interface of the software that we use to mill with the CNC. What we have here is I've already made up the sign here that we're going to mill, and I've already set all the parameters on that. So we aren't going to do that in this class. Like I said, we're just going to concentrate on origin. So this right here is the canvas, this rectangle that you see. Just to give you a visual, this is 4 foot by 8 foot, just the same as the deck out there on the router. So if we had a 4 by 8 sheet of plywood out there, that's what it would look like. And if we were to set this origin for right here, for 0, 0, then it would go over here in a router right here in the middle of the plywood. What we're going to do is we can move this sign anywhere on this canvas we want, and we're just going to set the origin for this corner right here. Does that make sense? Yeah. Anybody have any questions on that?
Is
So it doesn't matter where on the canvas you put this, it matters where you set the origin. We're going to go to toolpath output. This is where all the parameters are set. Now, as you can see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different router commands that I have set on this one piece. And you can see over here this point, a future point, we have it set at A. See right here at A? So that's going to be in that corner. This is where we have it set. This is the file name, WFED. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to save it to the thumb drive, which I don't believe I have in there. I will go grab that, so we'll save that here in a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead. Does everybody understand this? Area clearance, I'm not going to get into this too much because there again we're doing origin, but area clearance is going down and routing out the actual material, the letters, any engraving. Profile machinery actually cuts the material out. So those are 2 different commands. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and close that. Okay, let's go up to toolpath one more time. Let's go to toolpath shaded simulation. Okay, so this is the size of the piece that we're going to be routing. Now I want to make sure that everything's going to come out right. So let's go ahead and hit start. And this is the way the router is going to go. Went around 8 times. We're cutting 1/8 of an inch at a time. Why don't you go ahead and hit view, Nathan? Hit top. Okay, so there it is. So we'll have an outline on the sign, and then we have our font, and this is where we're cut out. Go ahead and grab it and flip it over. You can see where it's cut out right there. So now we know where it's cut out.
and this is the full 8 foot?
No, this is 6 3/4 by 21 3/4.
Just that.
That's what this piece size is. Don't get it confused with the whole 4 by 8.
Right.
Any questions on that? Okay, well, we'll go out and we'll get started. Okay, out here at the CNC machine, as you can see, the router head is out here in the middle. What I'm going to do, if you'll look at your sheets, is I'm going to hit origin OK. So what that's going to do is this is going to bring the router head to its home position. This is its default home position at this time. You can see the height, and you can see the corner that it's going to come into here. I'm going to go ahead and open up this gate here so you can see we have a 1/4 inch router bit in here. This is what we're going to be using, just one bit throughout this process. We aren't going to change bits. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the X plus and the Y plus, and I'm going to move the machine. You can see simultaneously it's going X plus, Y plus. If I were just to go with the X plus, like it shows in your picture, it goes to the right, left, Y. It's going to go back and forth. Okay, so what we're going to do now is with this scrap piece, I'm going to go ahead and set the origin. I'll bring it back here a little bit closer so I don't waste so much material. I'm going to go with the Z minus to bring the router head down. So it'll give me a little better idea. But if you need it to be precise, you can bring it down and walk it right to it. So this looks good for me. I like this area right here, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the XY04, which is going to, as you can see right here, all these numbers. Once I hit this number, it all zeroes out. Does everybody see that? Understand that?
Yes.
So right now the router knows this is 0, this is the origin. Now all we have to do is set the height. Okay, this is the puck I was talking about, and it's a grounded situation. So once that router bit hits that puck, it will ground, stop, and come back up. And this is when we simultaneously hit the on-off menu. You can see it slowly going down. What we try to do is get it fairly close so it doesn't take so long. The machine is set up for 3/8 of an inch. This is what it's set up for in the computer. So it will automatically do the math. So it knows the material is 3/8 of an inch lower than this puck. So right now we're at 0, 0, 0. Okay, so if you pull your hand out again, what we're going to do is we're going to go to run, pause, delete. If you can see, there's a U disc. I'm going to hit OK on the U disc. And then what we're going to do is we have the file WFED1. Here's a Terry file, Terry 2, several files in here. So I scroll up and down to find the file I want. In this particular case, we want WFED1. So once I've established that, I'm going to hit the green OK. It tells me all the parameters, the speed. Hit OK one more time. Now it's going to go through the code. So I'm going to leave the gate open so you can see how it works. And we're not going to turn the vacuum cleaner on so we can cure ourselves. And this should be the last revolution. And there we have it. All right. So I'll take any questions back in the classroom. Thank you very much.